Okay, so today I'm going to install lighting inside my transfer caboose, which includes lighting on the inside and a flashing rear end red light. And I'm using Model Train Technology Decoder for this. They're not a sponsor, but they've been a tremendous help. Jim, I think, is the name of one of the, or he is the founder, and he's been really helpful via email just on whether or not this will work for me and how to put it in. So it's definitely what I'm looking for. There's a decoder board that has lights on it, and it's got built-in capacitors. So keep alive. I think the capacitors are on the back there, if I'm not mistaken. But and there are different modes when you program it. You can have the rear end red light flash or stay constant red. And then he has what's called train sense. So you can set it so that when the caboose or the car moves, the lights will come on until it stops moving, and then they'll fade out. Or you can set it so that they're on permanently. And you can do that through your DCC control. So that's pretty cool. It's got a motion sensor in it. And then it comes with a lantern, and it's old school lantern. And since I'm doing contemporary, it's fine. I'm just going to shape that so that it's just a round light at the end of the caboose. And it's just a micro LED inside a lantern. And I could probably shape that lantern with an X-Acto, but I'll see how that goes. And then there's also an extra LED for cupola. In my case, it's a bay window caboose, so I'll decide whether I need this or not for added light. And then the last piece it comes with are these floating brass sheets. So they're strips of brass that you bend around the axles of the car. In my case, for electrical pickup, obviously. In my case, I bought Athearn electrical pickup trucks, and I'm just going to put those on the caboose, and I'll use those. So I'll drill some holes in the frame of the caboose. I'll install this probably with double-sided tape or double-sided foam, self-adhesive, thick enough so that none of the components are touching the bottom of the car. I'll have to play around whether I put it on the roof or the base. Don't know yet. So let's get started on that. Sorry, am I in your way? Okay, so I drilled holes through the bottom, through the frame, that I put on the Athearn pickup trucks, electrical pickup trucks. I've got the wires coming through. I'm gonna scratch build some interior detailing. Might as well, since I've got it open. A couple of chairs, maybe like a dividing wall there, since it'll be illuminated. Here you can get a view of these side frames that I made with the styrene. So the board is going to go up inside on the top of the roof. And I've drilled a small hole in the top right corner there, and that's where the wire is going to go for the flashing red light at the end on this end. It'll be parked right in that corner there, top corner. So we'll get that wired up. It wasn't difficult, just drilling through the metal was kind of a pain, but I took that weight off and then drilled it through after I drilled the initial pilot holes through the plastic on the bottom. So we'll get those wired to the board, and then we'll get the red LED wired to the board, and then figure out how to get everything affixed and program it. Okay, since I took the top off the caboose to put the decoder in, I figured while I'm in there, I might as well add details to the inside. So I've done this all with styrene. The base is a piece of styrene, and I've made a little stove, some chairs, one in the forward-facing seat for shoving cars with a table, a couple of them in the bay windows facing in opposite directions, and then the storage closet. It needs to be sanded and refined, but once I get it all sanded and painted, it'll look nice. This storage closet will be painted the same color as the walls, which on the prototype, the walls are sort of like a turquoise greenish color, at least in the newer variations of this Caboose that I've seen pictures of, the prototype. So what I have is a turquoise tester's color, and I'll add a tinge of green to get it closer to the prototype, and then I'll paint the walls and that storage cabinet that color, so it'll give a nice effect when the lights are on inside. The decoder will be up on the roof. So if you're gonna go through the trouble of putting a decoder and lights and you've got the top off, might as well put some details on the inside. So that's what I did. I've got all the interior detailing done and painted and dull coated. And I've painted the inside that utilitarian turquoise greenish color. And on the roof you can see the Model Train Technology decoder. Easy to set up. I just have double pickups, Athearn pickups that take electricity from the sides of the wheels, not from the axles, which are nice. So I doubled those up and hooked them into the right side there, the power input for the decoder. And then on the left side, I wired the exterior flashing red light. And that's those thin wires you see passing through the left side there. Just drilled a small hole. You could set this decoder up because it has a motion sensor in it. You can program it to do things like when it senses motion, the lights will fade on and then go brighter. And then when it stops, you can either have them fade down, fade off, or fade up higher. In my case, that's good for a passenger car. In my case, since it's a Caboose, I just programmed it so that when I hit F9, they go on. I hit F9 again, they go off. I programmed the Caboose number 2112, and that's how I address this using my NCE DCC. So easy to hook up. There's 4 LEDs. It comes with a 5th in case you have a cupola Caboose. You can put it up in there, and it comes with the LED, the red LED, which can be set to either be on constant or blinking. In my case, it'll be blinking. So I've got to get the wires nicely routed and put this cover on, and then this red light will be tucked up in the top corner here. And another detail I added, and thanks to Joseph Pritchett at Distant Trains 24, after he made multiple requests, and I'm glad he did because it talked me into it. I put a backup air whistle, which you see there, and it's coming up off the, it follows up from the brake lines under the train, and it goes up to the whistle there. So when shoving cars, that LED will be blinking red, and the conductor can be hitting that air whistle as it's going across grade crossings. So it's always nice when your subscribers and your viewers give you advice and you can make things better. So I appreciate that, Joseph. So we'll get it together, and I'll put it on the track and I'll show you how it looks. All right, there it is on the layout. The red light flashing, you can see the interior. Not sure how it comes out on film, but when I'm looking through the lens here, there's a flicker in the LED, but I don't see it with my eyeball, so it may be the shutter speed. So now, when we are going across the grade, the conductor has the air whistle, the flashing red light, and we've got that transfer caboose to protect the crossing. All right, so there it is, the transfer caboose. We've got some things in disarray. We've got a mail truck keeping the decoder car off the tracks while I was doing some programming, and I've got an engine on the road for the same reason. But hope you enjoyed it. That is the Province and Worcester, formerly Conrail transfer caboose with decoder lights and flashing rear end device and air whistle. Hope you enjoy it. Have a good week.